So guys, this is my review for Hajime no Ippo Season 2, Episode 4. With that, let's dive right into it. Happy and glad that the homie Miyata was able to get the W in this fight against Arnie. Ultimately, yeah, like when he knocked him down, crucial knockdown, crucial, like definitely the best spot for Miyata in this fight was basically at the end. Um, of this fight where he gets the knockdown, he does the cross counter, all of that, and ultimately the ref begins the count. Dad tells him to go into the corner and rest up and stuff like that. All of this, with that, a whole bunch of other stuff was happening throughout the countdown, and I was just saying like, yeah, he's probably gonna get up. Even with me saying that he does indeed do that, right? Arnie does indeed get he stands up and in the midst of him doing that, I was just like, oh my gosh, like he's gonna get up, he's gonna, and literally Miyata was saying to himself like that was all that I gave, I didn't have any more energy, and then once Arnie got up and then he basically just passed out, and then that pretty much ends the fight, and Miyata's the winner, but he almost passes out, his dad pops comes and gets him, and helps him to, kind of hold himself up. And then, of course, Miyata's like, look, like, it's cool and all that you're helping me, but I need to go, represent this, not the third. I gotta go, be the true champion that I can be by standing on my own 2 feet, which he does. And of course, he does his pose. Now, with that being said, we also get the conversation between him and Arnie after the fight. We also get the spot where they're talking about his manager and leaving and stuff like that. They could see the writing on the wall per Arnie's manager and everything like that. We could definitely see throughout the fight. All he cared about was the money. Um, but with that, we get the conversation with Arnie and Miyata afterwards, and he's basically asking like, how did you? What made you continue? I gave you my all. My punches aren't light. They're hard. And he basically was just telling him like, was just stubborn. I couldn't give up. I have ultimate goal. I mean, of course, that's ultimate goal. Of course, is to fight Ippo. And of course, that's his ultimate goal. Of course, that's in the midst of Ippo looking up to him. They still continue to replay this conversation between the two about them, meeting again in the ring, which I believe is still going to happen. But I honestly believe that Miyata has some stuff that he needs to do mentally and physically. I kept saying it throughout the past couple of episodes that there's something specifically going on with Miyata's his body, his weight, plus his mind. He's got some things that he has to work out. I mean, obviously, Ippo had to do the same thing when, after his fight with Date. He had to go through what he had to go through. But Miyata it was just different for Miyata because of what occurred overseas in his fights overseas. Just something different, something may have ate, some experiences, plus maybe more than likely what he was going through mentally, with what he was thinking about with his fight against Ippo before. Um, so it's just one of those things. I'm sorry, not no. I don't think they fought. It was just this is what they wanted to do. It just never happened. My fault. I'm just thinking a lot of stuff's going through my mind. But yeah, this is what I'm looking forward to. But they got to get there first. Both of them have to get there. Mainly Miyata has to get there. But he has to get to a specific place where he's mentally and physically focused to be able to start moving forward towards his goal and to get into a fight with him and Ippo moving forward. So there's that. But after that, we dive right into, I talked about this in my reaction, we dive right into the back into the world of Date and Ippo. They give us a small clip of the featherweight fight that they had where Ippo was going for the title and he lost. which I kind of found kind of strange. I kind of felt like that could have been something that they could have showed like the ending part of the fight. They gave us like a good like 3-4 minutes of that whole fight put into that condensed down to that 2 to 4 minutes. I felt like they could have given us like 30 seconds, 60 seconds of that last few seconds of the fight. But ultimately, Takamura is up next with going for a championship. We know that Ippo has his, but again, like I said, the focus now is Date getting ready to fight against the Mexican champion that he lost to. I want to say a few years ago, because when they show it, we see that he looked younger. So I want to say maybe 5 years prior to him where he's at now, because he's 30 now. So maybe when he was 25, maybe, maybe younger than that, maybe 23, something like that. That's my guess. Maybe I'll get that information moving forward. But he's getting ready to prepare to fight against this champion that he lost to before. The champion's undefeated, 62 wins and 0. Many KOs, all that. So the focus now is us more than likely getting this fight between Date and Ricardo Martinez, while also Ippo preparing to spar with Martinez because he's coming to Japan and he wants to spar with Ippo. So, and I'm like, Ippo's like me, like not the me the feather. I'm sitting back, like I said it in my reaction, like, dude, like you sparred with Date, he was a champion. Why not spar with another champion? Now you're a champion, champion versus champion sparring match. You get a chance to get a feel of what Ricardo feels like in the ring, and then you ultimately get an idea of what Date's getting ready to re-walk into. Maybe even Ricardo maybe switched up his game a little bit, switched up his boxing style a little bit in that duration. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But this is very interesting. This is why I'm bringing this up, is because I felt like we could have gotten more of a celebration from Miyata here in episode 4, but it is all good that we still got the celebration. I felt like they could have drawn it out a little bit more in this episode, because we literally dive right back into Ippo's world and preparing him to more than likely maybe possibly run into Date again in the future. And of course, Takamura's getting ready to fight in a gun for a championship. So yeah, we're getting ready to pick up into this world title scene, more than likely Date Ippo part 2 fight, all of this stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. But all in all, I enjoyed episode 4 season 2, guys. What did y'all think of it? Leave some comments in the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts. What did you all think of episode 4 when you first sat down and watch it for the first time? Let's talk about some things. But other than that, I will hopefully talk to you next time with more Hajime no Ippo season 2 videos. Peace, guys.